What is up, my guys, girls, and creatures in between? Some of you may be new here. If you're new here, hi, I'm Shane, or the Mothman on Instagram and Blue Sky and YouTube and, all the things. If you haven't seen my previous video talking about this announcement for this project, this is the Great Gatsby project. The Great Gatsby musical debuted on Broadway in May of 2024, and ever since then, I've been wanting to animate the entire thing. And that's what this project is, one song a month, and then every Saturday I go in and I vlog my progress for that week. I go in depth and I talk about character designs and all of that, and this is vlog 1. Yay! Welcome if you haven't been here before, and hello if you've stuck around. Alright, let's hop into it. So I thought that I would be a lot more on top of things. I started thinking about this project at the beginning of January, like January 1st. Once New Year's hit, I was ready to record and do things. A lot of life stuff also happened, and I greatly underestimated how much pre-production was going to have to go into this. I was like, I already have actors, I already know what characters are supposed to look like, and it's 1920s New York. How hard is it to design a place that already exists? So, pre-production lasted a bit longer than I thought it was going to. Originally, I had planned on having all of my character sheets done last week, and this week just working on storyboards and backgrounds. But today is the 16th. It is Friday, and I am working on storyboards today for the very first time because I have been super busy, and like I said before, I didn't want to just be working on Great Gatsby stuff all of the time. I wanted to be working on other art things. So when it came to Great Gatsby stuff, it was definitely on the top of my list, but a lot of stuff did get pushed aside. So, like I said, I was going to be honest, and that's what my schedule's been looking like. I've altered some things around. So, my plan for Friday, I'm going to put on screen if I succeeded or not, is to finish all of my storyboards tonight. So I have everything storyboarded. And then, at the beginning of next week, I'm going to be working on designing backgrounds for Roaring On, which is the first song I'm doing, which will be definitely posted on the 31st of this month. Yay. And with those backgrounds done, I'll be able to start working on the animatic. I also focused on some pre-production stuff. I'll talk about my process that goes along with that, probably at a later date once I've done a couple more songs. I know I'm going to be honest 100% with you guys and tell you every little thing that I'm doing, but also I do want to keep some stuff secret, so it's a nice surprise when you do watch the final cut. But yeah, so this week, on Tuesday, I finally finished all of my character sheets, which was nice. And then, when I had finished, I did one for Nick, I did one for Gatsby, I did one for Daisy, I did one for Myrtle, and I did one for Tom. And this was when I realized that I completely missed George and Jordan. I didn't do a character sheet for either one of them. Like a fool. I don't know how, I don't know why, I just completely forgot about them. But you know what? It doesn't matter, because my focus for this month is Roaring On and finishing that, and they aren't in this song. And going into designing the characters was definitely really fun. I love character design. It's definitely something I would like to do if I ever got an industry job, is character design and storyboarding. I really like pre-production. It's one of my favorite aspects of anything, is designing characters. Designing these guys was really fun because I definitely looked at all of the actors and I tried to incorporate some of their mannerisms and their features because I didn't want to just base it off of the main cast. I also wanted to look at understudies and the other people that have played these characters on the stage. And I reread The Great Gatsby and looked at some of their character descriptions. And so I definitely tried to incorporate a lot of that into my design work, which I think I did decently well. For all of the guys so far, for Nick, Gatsby, and Tom, they all have different outfits, specifically because they have the 3 layers, the undershirt, the vest, and then the overcoat. So all of that's included in their designs because they're going to constantly be switching between those throughout the show, and even in different songs, they're going to be switching out between them. So I wanted to make sure that I had those already designed. For Daisy and Myrtle, they're definitely going to be wearing different dresses and different outfits depending on the song that they're in, but these are their base outfits for sure. But for parties and things like that, different scenarios, I will focus on pre-production for those when those songs come along. but I wanted to have base outfits for everybody. So that's what you're looking at right now. I also decided for songs that I'm going to use color sparingly. Did I want to make everything grayscale? And for simplicity's sake and my own sanity in making sure that the animation and designs of everybody is the quality that I want them to be, that definitely makes sense, is to have everything in grayscale. I will be using color in specific moments. I'm not going to say which ones yet, but there will be color in like parties and big character moments, things like that. Which ones, you'll have to find out. But for the most part, everything's going to be in shades of gray, just for simplicity's sake, and making sure that every animation is the quality that I want, and that designs stay consistent, so I can focus my effort into those places instead of worrying about coloring every single scene. I'm going to be doing all of this in Procreate Dreams, and Procreate are the two drawing and animation softwares that I've been using, because those are just my go-tos. I do love them. I know Toon Boom Harmony is better for these kinds of things, and I do have a Toon Boom Harmony subscription, but that is purely because I completely forgot to cancel it after I dropped out of art school. I completely forgot to cancel it, and then I got an $85 charge and was like, oh no, and I haven't touched it since, because Procreate Dreams is fantastic for like $20, because they finally added a transform tool, and that's all you really need. What I did for mapping everything out, because it's kind of different to map out a song for an animatic when you don't really have like specific lyrics talking about what's going on, because some musicals are very descriptive in their songs. They're very much like, oh, you're doing this thing? Well, this is what's happening on screen, and they're saying it out loud. Great Gatsby? Not really like that. So when it came to songs and I was looking and I was like, okay, dang, how am I going to incorporate that? So when it came to mapping out the visuals for Roaring On, which is definitely a big song when it comes to having as many people in it and different sets, because there are certain songs that are kept within like a living room or an apartment, and there's like 6 characters, or sometimes it's a duet and there's only 2. Sometimes there's only 1 character you have to animate, and you just have to make it interesting on screen. Roaring On is interesting in both aspects, because you have to balance making sure there's enough characters on screen, making sure the world still looks fleshed out, putting as much effort in, making sure the quality is still set through everything, making sure what's happening on screen is entertaining, even though it's mostly ensemble numbers and panning around a city. So when it comes to stuff like that, I was really focused on making sure that everything looked good, because it's hard when you're listening to a song and it's kind of just, it's an intro song, so the ensemble is just singing what they're feeling and thinking over and over again, and not really giving a lot of visual descriptors. But it also gives you a lot of leeway and flexibility to what you're able to do. The way I imagine songs is just animatics in my head, which I'm sure is not uncommon. So when it came to writing it all down, so I actually had a plan, is I listened to the song, I pulled up a doc, and I just typed random, like 1 word, 2 word, 3 words. I'll put it on screen, but I'm gonna blur it because you're not allowed to know everything. But I typed like 1 word, 2 word, 3 words, just what was popping into my head as I was listening to the song. And then I went back, edited some things, re-listening to the song, putting in some timestamps for like specific things, like when we're gonna pull up on a character, when there's gonna be a transition, when someone steps and it's important, things like that. I put like little time codes, but everything else is very loosey-goosey, and I'm gonna figure it all out in my storyboarding process. If I finish those storyboards, I'm gonna pop up some of them on the screen right here. If not, here's pictures of my cat instead. So that's the focus on this. So that's kind of what I got done for this week. That's what I really focused on, was character designs and making sure those were solid, and then working on the visual dump is what I call it for Roaring On. This next week, this upcoming week, I'm going to have my storyboards completed. Either Saturday or Sunday, I will have all of my storyboards completed. I will start on Monday, making sure all of my backgrounds are set, and also start on the animatic. I want to have the animatic done by Wednesday. Hopefully that comes true. If not, it's not the end of the world. I am good to have the animatic done on like Friday. Then I'm going to do cleanup, add my color where I want it, edit everything together, and you can expect the final result to be on the 31st. I'm working on some other stuff too because Instagram has really been pulling my engagement. I've posted like 3 things in the last week and they've all kind of suffered. And I know that's because I haven't been posting a lot. But also just the way the algorithm works, a lot of my stuff isn't getting out there, which is somewhat disappointing when you're trying to start something like this and you're trying to do a bigger project. So I'm definitely going to be trying to post more on my Blue Sky. So you can go ahead and follow me over there at the Mothman at bluesky.com. I will still definitely be active on my Instagram. I'm going to try and build it back up again because I kind of let my baby die. I'm also going to try and start posting more regular YouTube videos on here, but I wouldn't expect too much of that this month considering how crazy everything's been. But yeah, I'm getting back into the swing of things. I'm thinking about maybe starting a Patreon where you can get exclusive PDFs and things like that and full coverage on everything I'm doing. Right now, doing all of this, I'm trying to get as much done as possible because currently I am unemployed. I have some interviews coming up, so hopefully that'll change soon, but with the economy and everything, it's not been great. Doing all of this, it would be nice to have some financial compensation, but that's definitely not what I'm going for. This is 100% a passion project. Anyway, that concludes vlog 1. I will be posting again next Saturday. Every Saturday will be a new vlog depicting what I did for the week on the Great Gatsby project. Next week, hopefully I'll have animatics done and be able to talk about my process for that and starting animatics and making sure they're nice and cleaned up. And then the Saturday after that, I will be posting the finale. All right, can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye!